Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. It is day 3 of Summerween, and if you don't know, Summerween is a readathon hosted during the summer, reading like thriller, horror, true crime, dark, scary, Halloween type reads. It's basically taking stuff you would normally read in the fall and extending it into the summer, so you have like more time to get to all those spooky books that you're wanting to read this year. So this is actually hosted by Gabby and Olivia, and I will have their channels linked down below. I will also have the Instagram linked down below. Before we get into the reading, let me tell you about what I finished last night. I finished reading You've Lost a Lot of Blood by Eric LaRocca, and I think if you're looking for like a plot, a story, characters and stuff like that, this is not the book for you. But if you're looking for vibes, creepy, unsettling, weird vibes, this is definitely the book for you. I had such a roller coaster experience reading this. Like 1 minute I was loving it, the next minute I was hating it, then I started loving it again, and at the end I was just kind of like, what the heck? So if you don't know anything about this, it kind of has, it's a story within a story. So we're following two characters, Ambrose and I don't know how to say his name, Martier, let's say that. So Ambrose and Martier, we're following them. They are a gay couple. They're together, but they like to kill people, and it's very, very interesting. The other part of the story is a story that Martier is writing called You've Lost a Lot of Blood. And in the beginning, I could care less about the couple and what was going on with them. I really wanted the story, the little mini story that he was writing that actually took up more of the book than I guess the main story did. I don't know, it was just all so confusing, and I don't have enough like knowledge and have enough nuance to really discuss horror with people, and he's definitely like a master at his craft, but I'm just not knowledgeable about like what he was trying to do exactly. There were definitely like gruesome moments, there were definitely like disgusting moments, there were definitely like creepy moments, but in the beginning I was enjoying the story within a story so much more. It was just fascinating from the very beginning. I got eerie vibes. I knew something was going to go down, and I was just here for it. And then about halfway through, I started caring about Ambrose and Martier's part more, and I started not liking the story within a story, but it was still taking up a majority of the novella. So it was just a really weird reading experience. And then at the end, it's kind of like the narrator has found all of these pieces, like the story that Martier wrote, you know, You've Lost a Lot of Blood. He found like some transcripts, some like conversational transcripts. He found some poems and like other writings and stuff like that. And that's what this entire book is. It's basically like these two people, you know, were doing stuff, and they kept records of everything, and now the narrator is compiling it. I don't know, it was just really, really weird. At the end, I was just kind of like, what the heck did I read? And I didn't like how either the story within a story or the regular story ended up in the end. So overall, I thought it was just okay. It was more vibes than anything else, like I said. So I'm sadly rating this one 2 out of 5 stars. I did narrow down my TBR for the readathon. Remember, I was struggling in the beginning. So this is kind of the plan. Realistically, I will probably, you know, read all 3 of these, hopefully, and as long as I don't get like sick of, you know, that format or whatever, which I don't think I will, because I think they're just going to be like a fun time. And then I do have the audiobook for The Girl Next Door, so I could probably, you know, get to this. And then I really, really am in the mood for this book, and I just really love like kind of the layout, the format, and all of that. I'm just really excited about it, and I got it from the library, so I do need to kind of read it unless I like return it and then recheck it out. And that is The Pallbearers Club by Paul Tremblay. I would love to have my own copy. I'm gonna read it first from the library, and then if I love it, I'll add it to my collection. We'll add it to my wish list. But yeah, so these are the books that I'm actually hoping to get to for the rest of the readathon. But I thought today, let's read The Lifeguard by Richie Tankersley Cusick. Richie Tankersley Cusick. We'll go with that. But yeah, I'm gonna read this one. It's about a killer lifeguard, and I'm really excited about it. All right, I ate breakfast, I took care of my plant. Now it's time for a reading update. I have been reading it this morning. I'm on page 47, chapter 6, and I have to be careful with this one. Spine is already like severely creased, and the cover is not in the best condition, and I just feel like it's so brittle, and I want to keep this copy forever. So yeah, so I have to be careful when I'm reading it, but I'm really enjoying this story so far. The basic setup is Marjorie and her daughter Kelsey go to this island called Beverly Island. Her mom is kind of dating this guy. The man has 2 sons. They're both lifeguards on the island. He also has a daughter, and Marjorie and Kelsey are on the ferry headed over to the island. When they get over there, he tells them that his daughter Beverly is missing, and they've been looking for her for like the past 3 days. So that's kind of the setup of the story. And of course, there's like 3 lifeguards that we know about. The man's 2 sons, Neil and Jeremy, I want to say it's Jeremy, but I don't know how I'm forgetting right now. Anyway, so his 2 sons, Neil and I believe it's Jeremy, I could be wrong, are both lifeguards, but also this guy Skip is also a lifeguard, and Kelsey saw him on the ferry, and I guess him and Jeremy are really good friends, and Neil's kind of like the outcast. Now, of course, with the cover, I'm trying to make assumptions on who the killer lifeguard is. And I'm thinking it's probably the nice guy, Jeremy, or whatever. I don't think it's Skip. That's a little too obvious. And I don't think it's Neil, even though they're trying to lead you to believe that it is Neil because he's the outcast and, you know, all of that. I think it's gonna be the nice one that is the killer, but I'm wondering if Beverly is alive, if he did something to her, like what's going on, and I'm just really interested to continue in this story. Okay, I just figured it out. His name isn't Jeremy, it's Justin. So Justin, Neil, and Skip are the lifeguards. Justin and Neil are brothers. I think that clears everything up. A dirty girl, huh? What? A dirty girl? All right, so Skip is kind of a jerk. He's calling Donna and Kelsey like emotional and blaming it on them being girls. You're crazy, Donna. A crazy lame-brained female if there ever was one. So there definitely is some like problematic things that he's saying, but I think that's part of his character. We don't like that. We do not stan, but also jerk, Jonna shot at us, the Jeep sped off down the beach. Didn't I tell you he could be a real jerk and a chauvinist? Sometimes he makes me so mad. So at least they're calling him out on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. Also, I found out that Beth, they just referred to her as slow. So I'm assuming that meant she had some type of mental, you know, or maybe physical disability of some sort. So not the best way to describe someone. And no language, no word was attached to it. But, you know, not the best representation there. Chapter 8 just got the killer's perspective, and I absolutely love that. Got it in Funhouse, getting it in here. Absolutely love that. Wish more thrillers and horrors did that. Reading update, friends. I finished The Lifeguard and I'm rating this point horror story 3 out of 5 stars. Third day of Summerween, 3-star read. Sounds good to me. This one was just like a really fun summer read. It takes place on this island. You have Kelsey and her mom that were invited to the island by Kelsey's mom's new boyfriend. So him and his 3 children live on Beverly Island. Beth, Justin, and Neil, or at least the kids are back for the summer. And as soon as they step off the ferry, they realize something is wrong. Something happened, because they can see it written all over Eric's face. And he tells them that Beth is missing. She disappeared 3 days ago and they're hunting for her. There's like, you know, people going out, police and all that, looking for her. But the island's pretty small. They've covered pretty much the whole island. And to be completely honest, it was a little low stakes. I don't know if it's because they have been hunting from her or whatever. Well, shortly after they get there, you know, Kelsey is of course unsettled. She's staying in Beth's room, which is also like very creepy. But they're hoping that they find her, but like Neil's saying like, she's dead. We just know she's dead. Like, we haven't found her yet. She's dead. And, you know, Justin is holding out hope. Like, we're gonna save her. We're gonna find her. Like, everything's gonna be okay. And then like Skip is their friend. And also there's this girl named Donna that Kelsey ends up meeting. They're around the same age. They start hanging out over the coming days. They like kind of form like a little friendship. And yeah, so you basically know from the title, the cover, the synopsis that it's going to be one of the lifeguards. So Justin, Neil, and Skip are the 3 lifeguards in the story, and I think that the author did a really good job of shifting blame around. Like one moment you'd be like, it's Neil, it's 100% Neil, and then the next moment you're like, no, it's Justin, it has to be Justin, and then the next moment you're like, no, it's probably Skip, it's definitely Skip. So I definitely think she did a good job of bouncing around blame within the story. I was like so sure, but then I'd be like, no, but it can't be because, you know, this, that, and the other, and I loved it. I mean, I didn't really know who it was until the end. I had my theories, you know, but you don't really know who it is until the very, very end, which I loved. It kept me on the edge of my seat. All right, friends, I have changed because I decided I want to power wash our porch out here. I'll kind of show it to you. You've seen it a bunch of times, but basically this whole porch, I want to power wash. Don't laugh, I have my safety goggles on. Well, they're my husband's safety goggles, but guys, look at this. Look how freaking white it is, you guys. This is like dried by the sun. That is like shadow and stuff, and obviously you could tell right here by the mat it's still a little wet, but look how freaking white it is. Oh my gosh. All right, friends, that is a wrap on Summerween Day 3. I'm very hot and sweaty. My husband is doing the last square of the porch. That's probably what you can hear in the background. Today I read The Lifeguard and I enjoyed it. So I gave it 3 stars, and I'm not entirely sure which one I'm going to start on audiobook tonight, but I will let you know that in tomorrow's vlog.